This is a really common question about freeze drying. It's what type of freeze dryer should you buy and why are there all these different brands of freeze dryers? Hey, my name's David and I make content related to the business side of freeze drying. First thing you know about freeze drying is that there's another term called lysophilization, and that's what kind of the European and more of the scientific community calls freeze drying. So freeze drying has actually been around for a while. A lot of pharmaceutical companies use freeze drying. Now for humans, the freeze dryer has been used to preserve that in a dried way so you can store it for a longer period of time. This brings up the first home freeze dryer that was ever developed. And the company that developed that first home freeze dryer is Harvest-Right. You've probably seen them around a lot. They've got kind of like a leaf looking logo. That brand developed the technology to bring basically all the components and pieces of refrigeration, compressors, vacuums, all of that into one compact unit, which made freeze drying a lot more accessible to a lot of people that couldn't afford the half to millions of dollar type freeze dryer units. And just like any industry, when one person develops a new technology, other people follow. And that's where there's other brands of freeze dryers that are out there for you to purchase. Those brands include Blue Alpine, D-Freeze out of Canada, Cryonaut freeze dryers out of Canada, Stay Fresh, Prep for Life, which makes a freeze dryer called the Cube. There's other ones that are going to be developed just as much, but those are the core brands of freeze dryers that are out there right now, anywhere between $3,000 to $7,000. Now the big question is, which ones should you buy? Well, you got to first identify what your purpose of buying a freeze dryer is for. It's not for everybody. It does cost several thousands of dollars. And just like any type of appliance, it does have wear and tear. So you got to be prepared for issues with maintenance and changing out the pump and actually running a machine like this. So if you're someone who has a large garden and you just have over excess of surplus of harvest in the fall time, or you want to start a business, freeze drying can be a great avenue, and choosing one of these freeze dryers can really make or break whether you're going to be successful and turn a profit. And that's where my channel, Freeze Dry Business, comes in. You can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. And that's where I talk about the opportunities in freeze drying that you can explore. If you want to know more about freeze drying, starting a business, or just how to use a freeze dryer to get the most out of it, follow, subscribe, or give this video a like, or just watch more of my videos.